Good morning, students. So today we have lecture 2 on electric potential and capacitors. Yesterday, previously we have taken lecture 1 on electric potential and capacitors. First, I will recall some of the concepts that we have studied in the first class. I will recall some of the concepts that we have studied in the first period. That is in the lecture 1. Just I will revise, just for your understanding. So in that class we have studied about the electric potential energy difference for a two points in an electric field. So in an electric field, if there is a source charge plus Q at the point O, so there will be electric field. So between the 2 points, what will be the electric potential energy difference that we have studied? That is delta U. That is delta U is equal to, that we have obtained, that is UB minus UA. That is, this is point B, this is point A, and test charge is moved from A to B, then work has to be done. Then that work done is stored as the electric potential energy between these two charges that we have determined previously, minus Q naught integration of vector E dot dr from A to B, like this. Okay, and then we have determined the potential energy at a particular point. That is UB. Potential energy at a particular point by taking this point A at infinity. That is when the test charge is moved from infinity to the point B, then what is the potential energy? So like that you have determined. Similarly, we have determined we have studied about the potential difference, electric potential difference. That we have defined the electric potential difference. This is potential energy, electric potential difference. That is electric potential difference is nothing but that is VB minus VA. Potential difference. That is, remember that you have to write final minus initial. VB minus VA. That is final minus initial. That is, charge is moving from where to where? This is to, this is from. So this is final. Final point is B and initial point is A. So therefore, VB minus VA. Like that only UB minus UA also we have to write same way. UB minus VA we have to also write same way. So like this we have determined. So that is defined. That definition I will tell once again. Otherwise, so the potential difference between the 2 points in an electric field. The potential difference between the 2 points in an electric field is defined as the work done in moving a unit positive charge from one point to another point against the electric field. Work done in moving a unit positive charge from one point to another point against the electric field. So like that you have determined. Or another definition is work done in moving a test charge from one point to another point to the ratio of work done in moving a test charge from one point to another point to the magnitude of the test charge. So like that also you can tell definition. And then we have defined the electric potential at a particular point. So that is by taking the point A at infinity. If the point A is at infinity, then test charge is moved from infinity to the point B. Then we define the electric potential at a particular point. It is work done in moving a unit positive charge from infinity to that point against the electrostatic force of repulsion. Electric potential at a point. In an electric field is defined as the work done in moving a test charge from infinity to that point against the electrostatic field. And this work done is independent or does not depend upon the path followed. This work done does not depend upon the path followed. Remember that whatever the path you may choose, the work done will come out to be same, because the electrostatic force is conservative force. Electrostatic force is conservative force. So in the case of conservative force, work done does not depends upon the path followed. So then this one we have studied, and after that you have studied about you have derived the electric potential due to a isolated point charge. That is, for a 5 marks you have derived electric potential due to a isolated point charge. This is a point charge, source charge plus Q, due to which there will be electric field at a point P at a distance R from this source charge. You have determined the electric potential. That is, first you have determined the work done in moving the test charge Q naught from infinity to this point. Work done in moving the test charge from infinity to the point P, that you have determined, and then that work done you have divided it by the test charge Q naught. Then you got the electric potential. That electric potential finally comes out to be V is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by R. This was the formula you got at the end. At the end you got this formula, V is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by R. So from this formula we observe that electric potential is directly proportional to the source charge. That is, this is the source charge, not test charge. Test charge is different, source charge is different. This source charge, so electric potential is directly proportional to the source charge. If source charge is bigger, electric potential will be bigger. Source charge is smaller, electric potential will be smaller. And also, electric potential is inversely related to distance. That we have observed, right? So now, while writing this formula, we have to give importance to the sign of the charge. We have to give importance to the sign of the source charge. If the sign of the source charge is positive, that is, if it is a positive charge, the electric potential will be positive. Electric potential will be positive if Q is positive charge. And electric potential will be negative if Q is a negative charge. Capital Q is a negative charge. And Q naught will be always unit positive charge. You cannot take it as negative, it is unit positive charge. So that is always positive, Q naught is always positive. So capital Q, that is the source charge. If the source charge is positive, electric potential is positive. If the source charge is negative, electric potential is negative. So like this, so you can understand. And from that also you have understood that electric potential depends only on the distance for a given point charge. Electric potential only depends upon the distance and does not depend upon the direction. That is, if you take different points which are at the same distance, that all that points will come out to be a circle. So that is, we have told that electric potential is spherically symmetric. These are the things you have studied in the previous class only. This is all what I am explaining now is that is recalling of the previous lecture 1 recalling. So these are all the things you have studied. Now, once again, so this is a source charge plus Q. Electric potential at this point we have determined as 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by R. Okay. So similarly, in the first chapter, you have determined electric field intensity. So that electric field intensity due to a point charge, is like this: 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by R square. Electric field intensity will, this you have derived in the first chapter. It is not in this chapter. First chapter, electric field and charges. In that chapter, you have determined electric field due to a point charge is 1 by 4 pi epsilon Q divided by R square. So now, if you try a graph of variation of electric potential and electric field intensity, variation of electric potential or electric field intensity with respect to distance, for the same charge, for the same source charge. If you try a graph of variation of electric field intensity and electric potential This is separately electric field intensity, electric potential. Both are for the same test charge. Then the graph obtained will be like this. Simply it will be something like this. That is, it is inversely proportional to R square. So you get like this. This is for electric field intensity. So E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by R square. Right. So now electric potential. For the electric potential, we'll get the graph will be like this. So this is the graph for electric potential. It is V is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by R. So if you compare the graph, so you will get a graph something like this. So better you see this graph in the books, it will be far better. So this is the variation of electric field intensity and electric potential with respect to distance for the same charge, for the same source charge. Okay. So these are the things that we have studied in the previous class. Okay. So now related to previous class, I will give some numericals. Related to previous class only, I will give some numericals, that is homework questions. Here I believe on not on spoon feeding. Spoon feeding means completely each and everything is taught by the teacher only. Some of the work, some of the homework and all the things, simple things, you have to do at the home. So that's why I bought some simple numericals which you have to work. I will not solve these numericals, you have to solve. So dictate that numericals, I will dictate the numericals. This is a theory class, I will dictate the numericals. It will take, so I will dictate slowly. You take a pen and page and write it down, and later after the completion of class try to get the solution of these numericals. You can pause the video and you can take a pen and paper if you want. So numericals for lecture 1 are numericals related to first chapter. So, first one, simple numericals. These are the simple numericals only for 1 mark or 2 mark. Write down. Find the electric potential at a point. Find the electric potential at a point when a work of, find the electric potential at a point, comma, when a work of 2.5 into 10 to the power minus 5 joule is done. Find the electric potential at a point, comma, when a work of 2.5 into 10 to the power minus 5 joule is done to carry charge of 5 microcoulomb. When a work of 2.5 into 10 to the power minus 5 joule is done to carry a charge of 5 microcoulomb to that point. To carry a charge of 5 microcoulomb to that point. This is the question, just 1 more question. The answer of this one, just I will tell the answer and you only work it out. The answer of this one will come out to be 5 volt. How it will comes, that we have to work out on your own. Do you remember? On your own. Second question. Second question. If 200 joule of work must be done. If 200 joule of work must be done. If 200 joule of work must be done to move electric charge of 2 coulomb. To move electric charge of 2 coulomb. If 200 joule of work must be done to move electric charge of 2 coulomb from a place, where potential is minus 10 volt. From a place where potential is minus 10 volt. From a place where potential is minus 10 volt to another place. To another place where potential is V volt. To another place where potential is V volt. To another place where potential is V volt, comma, find the value of V. Find the value of V. Find the value of V, question mark. Find the value of V. This is just a 2-mark question. The answer for this question number 2 will comes out to be V is equal to 90 volt. You only try it at the home. How you will get? It is left to you people. You have to do it. Next, question number 3. Question number 3. Straight away I am giving the answers, just final answer, just for you people to be sure. When you solve the questions, you have to be sure. That's why I am giving the only final answer, what you will get. Question number 3. Calculate the potential at a distance of, calculate the potential at a distance of 9 centimeter. Calculate the potential at a distance of 9 centimeter. Calculate the potential at a distance of 9 centimeter from a charge 4 nanocoulomb. From a charge 4 nanocoulomb. From a charge 4 nanocoulomb. Calculate the potential at a distance of 9 centimeter from a charge 4 nanocoulomb. From a charge 4 nanocoulomb. The answer for this third question will come out to be V is equal to 400 volt. V is equal to 400 volt. That is the answer for the third question. Next, fourth question. Fourth question. You don't try now only. Try it later. You just write down all the questions now. After the completion of class, you try on your own. Next, question number 4. Question number 4, first one. In this first part, part A or part 1 or Roman 1. Okay. Fourth question, first part. Calculate the potential at a point P. Calculate the potential at a point P due to a charge of. Calculate the potential at a point P due to a charge of. Calculate the potential at a point P due to a charge of 4 into 10 to the power minus 7 coulomb. 4 into 10 to the power minus 7 coulomb. Located 9 centimeter away. 4 into 10 to the power minus 7 coulomb. Located 9 centimeter away. Give list of. Next, in that question only, in the fourth question only, second, Roman second. Hence obtain. Next, hence obtain the work done. Hence obtain the work done in bringing a charge of. Hence obtain the work done in bringing a charge of. Hence obtain the work done in bringing a charge of. Hence obtain the work done in bringing a charge of 2 nanocoulomb. 2 nanocoulomb. 2 nanocoulomb. 2 nanocoulomb from infinity to the point P. 2 nanocoulomb from infinity to the point P. From infinity to the point P. Pupil stop. From infinity to the point P. Pupil stop. Does the answer depend on the path along which the charge is brought? Does the answer depend on the path along which the charge is brought? Does the answer depend on the path along which the charge is brought? Question mark. Does the answer depend on the path along which the charge is brought? Question mark. You have to. I will tell answer that numerical answers only. Theoretical answer you have to think and you have to give the answer. Okay. The answer for the first one, that is first part. Calculate the potential at a point P due to a charge of 4 into 10 to the power minus 7 coulomb located 9 centimeter away. For that, the answer potential will be 4 into 10 to the power 4 volt. 4 into 10 to the power 4 volt. And for the second one, work done, that is comes out to be 8 into 10 to the power minus 5 joule. 8 into 10 to the power minus 5 joule, and whether it depends upon the path followed or not, that you have to tell. Okay, this is question number 4. This is answer for first one. This is answer for second part of the question number 4. Next question number 5. Write down question number 5. Question number 5. The work done in moving a charge of 3 coulomb. The work done in moving a charge of 3 coulomb between 2 points is 6 joule. The work done in moving a charge of 3 coulomb between 2 points is 6 joule. The work done in moving a charge of 3 coulomb between 2 points is 6 joule. You please stop. The work done in moving a charge of 3 coulomb between 2 points is 6 joule. You please stop. What is the potential difference? What is the potential difference between the 2 points? What is the potential difference between the 2 points? Question mark. What is the potential difference between the 2 points? Question mark. The answer for this one it comes out to be 2 volt. The answer for this one, question number 5, answer comes out to be 2 volt. Next, question number 6. Question number 6. Write down question number 6. Write question number 6. The electric potential at 0.9 meter. The electric potential at 0.9 meter from a point charge is. The electric potential at 0.9 meter from a point charge is plus 50 volt. Plus 50 volt. The electric potential at 0.9 meter from a point charge is plus 50 volt. You please stop. What is the magnitude and sign of the charge? What is the magnitude and sign of the charge? Question mark. What is the magnitude and sign of the charge? Question mark. The answer for this one, that is magnitude of the charge. Only I will tell the magnitude, sign you have to tell. The magnitude of the charge will comes out to be, magnitude of the charge will comes out to be 5 nanocoulomb. 5 nanocoulomb. Answer. The answer for question number 6 will comes out to be 5 nanocoulomb. 5 nanocoulomb. Okay. Next, one more question is there. We try this one. Question number 7. Last one. Last one. These are all the questions you can solve by the knowledge of lecture 1 only. Last one. 2 points, capital A and capital B. 2 points, capital A and capital B are located. 2 points, capital A and capital B are located. 2 points, capital A and capital B are located in diametrically opposite directions. Are located in diametrically opposite directions. 2 points, capital A and capital B are located in diametrically opposite directions of a point charge. Of a point charge of plus 2 microcoulomb. Of a point charge of plus 2 microcoulomb at distances 2.0 meter, at distances 2.0 meter and 1.0 meter respectively. At distances 2.0 meter and 1.0 meter respectively from it. At distances 2.0 meter and 1.0 meter respectively from it. You please stop. At distances 2.0 meter and 1.0 meter respectively from it. You please stop. Determine the potential difference. Determine the potential difference VA minus VB. Determine the potential difference VA minus VB. It is given in the question only. VA minus VB. Determine the potential difference VA minus VB. Understood the question? This is seventh question. Determine the potential difference VA minus VB. All these are very simple questions. Don't we need to be worried much more. Very simple. So you solve a solution. The answer for this seventh one, that is VA minus VB. Answer for seventh one will comes out to be minus 9 into 10 to the power 3 volt. Minus 9 into 10 to the power 3 volt. This is the answer for question, last question, that is question number 7. So these are the homework or the work that solutions that you have to do at the home. Now come to next part. So now we'll cover the next syllabus or next part of the chapter. So just you have studied in the previous class, you have studied electric potential and potential difference, other things you have studied, and you have also derived the electric potential due to a isolated point charge. Electric potential due to an isolated point charge. Now we have to derive in this class derive electric potential due to a dipole. Electric potential due to an electric dipole. You have studied about the electric dipole in the previous class. Electric dipole. Just I will recall what is electric dipole. Just I will tell what is electric dipole. Electric dipole. A pair of two equal and opposite charges. So you have studied already in the first chapter. Just I am giving the idea once again. Electric dipole. A pair of equal and opposite charges separated by a certain distance is called as electric dipole. A pair of equal and opposite charges separated by a certain distance. That is a pair of equal and opposite charges minus Q plus Q charges and separated by a distance, separated by a certain distance. That is, you say it as 2A or 2L. You might write it as 2L or 2A. I will write it as 2A. No problem. Anything you can write, L or you can write, or A or you can write. So separated by a certain distance is called as an electric dipole. Okay. So now in this chapter, in this class, we have to find electric potential due to this dipole. Electric potential due to this, and also you have studied about this electric dipole, dipole moment. Dipole moment. Dipole moment. That is, dipole moment is a vector quantity. It is defined as the product of one of the charge forming the dipole. Product of one of the charge forming the dipole and dipole length. Product of one of the charges forming the dipole and dipole length is called as dipole moment. This also you have studied in the first chapter only. It is required, that's why I am telling. Dipole moment. It is product of one of the charge forming the dipole and dipole length is called as dipole moment, and it is a vector quantity, and the direction of this dipole moment is from negative charge to positive charge. The direction of this dipole moment is from negative charge to positive charge. That means it is like this. Negative charge to positive charge. That is dipole moment. This much you have to know. So now we have to determine electric potential due to an electric dipole. In the first chapter, you have determined electric field intensity due to a dipole on the axial line, on the equatorial line. We have determined, I think in the first chapter we have studied electric field intensity due to an electric dipole on the axial line and on the equatorial line. Like that we have determined. So today we will do electric potential. Electric potential at a point on the axis of a dipole. First I will determine for axis, then for equatorial line, then for a general point. I will do three derivations today. Electric potential at a point on the axis of a dipole. Then next derivation will be electric potential at a point on the equatorial line of the dipole, axial line of the dipole, and then electric potential at a general point. So now for that consider an electric dipole having a two charges minus q and plus q separated by a distance 2a. 2a is the distance between these two charges. Consider an electric dipole consisting of charges minus q and plus q separated by distance 2a, and O is the center of the dipole. O is the center of the dipole, and this line is called as the axial line of the dipole. So here I am drawing this line, the line passing through both the charges. It is called an axial line of the dipole. So now we have to find electric potential at a point on the axial line of the dipole. On this axial line, anywhere, here or here, anywhere at any one point, either I will find here or I will find here. In anywhere one point, I will find electric potential at this point. So for that, let P be a point. Let P be a point on the axial line of the dipole. Let P be a point on the axial line of the dipole at a distance r. At a distance r from the center of the dipole. Let P be a point on the axial line of the dipole at a distance r from the center of the dipole. O is the center of the dipole. I will write it as A, I will write it as B just for our convenience. Consider an electric dipole consisting of charges minus q and plus q separated by a distance 2a. Right? Let P be a point on the axial line of the dipole at a distance r from the center of the dipole. Let P be a point on the axial line of the dipole at a distance r from the center of the dipole. Okay. Now we have to find electric potential at this point. Now we have to find electric potential at this point. Okay. So for that, how I will do? So first, see here, a dipole means there will be two charges. But previously, in the previous lecture, we have studied electric potential due to a single charge, isolated single charge. That is, one charge is there, plus q, located at a point O and at a point P. We have determined V is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q divided by r. This is the derivation. We have got r is the distance. For this, only one charge. But now there is no just one charge. There are two charges. Both the charges are having equal in magnitude and opposite in sign. That is opposite in direction. That is, one is minus q charge and one is plus q charge. Two charges are there, and due to these two charges collectively, what is the potential at the point P? That we have to determine. Okay. So now, what I will do is, I will consider electric potential at this point due to only one charge first, and then electric potential at this point due to another charge. Electric potential due to one charge at this point, at the point P, electric potential due to one charge, and at the point P, electric potential due to another charge. And both electric potential, that is electric potential due to a point charge. Electric potential is a scalar quantity. That is a scalar quantity. So you can very simply add them. Simply you can add, algebraically we can add. Scalar quantities we can add very simply. But if it is a vector quantity, we cannot add very simply. We have to use vector addition. We have to use vector addition if it is a vector quantity. That you have did for the derivation of electric field intensity on the axial line of an electric dipole in the first chapter. That is a little bit seems like different, and this is very simple. This is just algebraic addition. So first, electric potential. First, electric potential at P due to plus q charge. Due to plus q charge. Okay, that I will say it as V1. Electric potential at point P due to plus q charge. So it is plus q charge. Plus q charge is here, point P is here. From here to here, what is the distance that you have to think? Forget about this minus q charge. Forget about minus q charge, only plus q charge is there. Let us assume like that and find the electric potential at this point P due to the plus q charge. And that will be given by 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught plus q divided by distance between them. Distance is BP. And this BP can be done as, how will write this BP? From P to O, distance is R. From P to O, distance is R. Now from A to B, distance is 2A. from O to B, the distance will be A. From O to B distance will be A because O is the center of the dipole. So O to B distance will be A. And from P to O distance is R. So this distance, very simply, this distance from B to P will be R minus A. R minus A. So therefore you can write it as 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught plus Q. This plus only here. Plus Q dP. This dP is nothing but R minus A. R minus A. Right? And next. And now electric potential. This is electric potential due to the plus Q charge. Similarly, electric potential at P due to minus Q charge. Electric potential at P due to minus Q charge. Now due to minus Q charge you have to write separately. Plus Q charge is not there. Let us assume that plus Q charge is not there. Only this minus Q charge is there and this point P is here. And what is the electric potential at this point due to the minus Q charge? So it is electric potential. Then I will write it as V2. I will write it as V2. So V2 is equal to. So simply you can write 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught minus Q. See the charge is minus Q. So we have to write minus Q divided by. So from here to here, distance from here to here is AP. Distance from minus Q to P is AP. So AP. And now this one will be equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. That is minus 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by. What is this AP? AP can be done as. So from P to O, distance is R. And now from O to A, O to minus Q or O to A, what will be this distance? This distance will be also A. Because O is the center point. O is the center point of the dipole. So therefore this distance will be also A. So therefore you can write this total distance from A to P as A plus R or R plus A. R plus A. R plus A you can write. R plus A. What that here? This is electric potential at P due to the minus Q charge. This is electric potential at P due to the plus Q charge. Now the total electric field or net electric potential. Electric field or electric potential. Net electric potential due to dipole. Due to dipole. That means both the charges together. Net electric potential due to the dipole. That means both the charges together. That is you have to add both of them. It is V is equal to V1 plus V2. Simple. Very simple. V is equal to V1 plus V2. So V is equal to V1. V1 is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by R minus A. And plus and this is minus, get 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by R plus A. So this is electric potential due to minus Q charge. This is electric potential due to plus Q charge. Both are to be added. And now take common. So what are the common? You take Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught is common. So you get 1 divided by R minus A minus 1 divided by R plus A. Now simplify this one. I'll write. Shall I remove this one? I'll remove this one. Okay, understood these things. Remove this one. Right here. So V is equal to Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught. Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught. So cross multiply them. It is R plus A minus R plus A divided by R minus A into R plus A. Like this you can write. Cross multiply. So V is equal to Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught, and here plus R minus R cancel. A plus A plus A plus A plus A to A, and A plus B into A minus B. A plus B into A minus B. This very simply you can write, or else you can open the bracket and do the simplification. It's all the same thing. R square minus A square. You get R square minus A square. Right. So now further observe this. So since we know that electric dipole moment, P is equal to Q into 2A. It is one of the charge. Electric dipole moment, just now I told. Electric dipole moment is defined as the product of one of the charge forming the dipole and the distance between the two charges. It is 2A. So therefore Q into 2A, this one replaced by this one. So get V is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught P divided by R square minus A square. So this is the formula for electric potential on the axial line of a dipole. Electric potential on the axial line of a dipole. So V is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught P. Vector P. This P is not point P. This P is electric dipole moment. That is given by Q into 2A. Vector P divided by R square minus A square. So now in this one only, so if this dipole is short dipole, that is short dipole means the distance between the two charges is very small. So that is for a short dipole. So if the dipole, this electric dipole is very short, and then what happens? Then this distance A will be very small compared to R. The distance A will be very small compared to R, or R will be very large compared to A. R is larger than A. Then R is very larger than A. Then this A square can be neglected. Simply, this A square can be neglected because A is very small distance compared to distance R. That is called short dipole. That is for a short dipole. So V is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught P, vector P divided by R square. So this is the electric potential on the axial line of a dipole, short dipole. Electric potential on the axial line of a short dipole. Remember that this is due to both the charges. Electric dipole, due to both charges forming the electric dipole. It is not due to an isolated point charge. Due to an isolated point charge, it will be different. Isolated point charge, you will get 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by R. Only R you will get. Here you are getting R square, so it will be different. Remember that. This is the electric potential due to a short dipole on the axial line. Simple, very simple. Just it's all not required actually. Just for your understanding, you will feel better, comfortable, and you will start to understand next concept very easily. That's why I am doing all these derivations. Okay. So electric potential at a point on the axial line of the dipole is completed. Okay. So now electric potential, next derivation. 3 derivations are there totally. First I derived electric potential at a point on the axial line of the dipole. Next, now I will derive electric potential at a equatorial line of the dipole. Axial line of the dipole, equatorial. This axial line of the dipole is also called as end-on side. End-on side. This is now some of the books will write it as end-on side of the dipole. It is not axial line. Sometimes they write it as end-on side of the dipole. Same axial line of the dipole. Okay. So now next derivation, electric potential at a point on the equatorial line, of dipole, electric potential at a point on the equatorial line of dipole. Here I am taking very slowly all the things because this is a theory class and I teach for average students. Okay, I will keep in mind about the average students. That's why I am teaching very slowly and things I am making clear, everything clear. So now electric potential at a point on the equatorial line of dipole. So you know dipole. What is a dipole? What is a dipole? A dipole is a pair of equal and opposite charges separated by a certain distance. That is plus q and minus q charge separated by a certain distance. So we will take it as 2a. And dipole moment, that is product of one of the charge forming the dipole and dipole length. Third, let us consider a dipole. Let us consider a dipole having the charges minus q. Okay. I will draw the diagram here. I will draw the diagram here. Minus q and plus q. Let us consider dipole, electric dipole having charges minus q and plus q separated by distance 2a. Separated by distance 2a. We'll call this as A, we'll call this as B. And O is the center of the dipole. O is the center of the dipole. Okay. Now we have to find electric potential at a point on the equatorial line of the dipole. Equatorial line means this one, broad on side, or it is also called, sometimes they will also call as broad on side. That is a perpendicular line passing through the center of the dipole. A perpendicular line passing through the center of the dipole, like this you can draw. So this is called equatorial line. At this, on this line, at any point, on this line, at any point you have to find the electric potential. You can take point P here or you can take point P here. Whatever you want you can take and you will get the same answer, no problem. You will get point P, if you take here also you will get the same, and you will get to point P over there, you get the same answer. So now let us take point P is here. Let the point P, let us consider a point P on the equatorial line of the dipole at a distance r from the center of the dipole. Consider point P on the equatorial line of the dipole at a distance r from the center of the dipole. Let the point P be at a distance r from the center of the dipole. So now at this point we have to find electric potential due to this dipole. So same way, first we find electric potential due to one charge, that is minus q charge. Then we find electric potential due to plus q charge. Then we add them. We'll get the answer. Simple. First we find electric potential due to one charge and electric potential due to another charge at this point, and then we add them. So first think, what is the distance of the point P from the charge minus q? What is the distance of the point P from the charge minus q? So that distance will be nothing but this line. So you can draw the line like this. So this EP, this is the distance of the point P from the charge minus q, and this AP by using right angle triangle. So this distance is nothing but A. From here to B, this is center of the dipole. So from here to here it will be A, and from here to here it will be also A. So from here to here it is A, and from here to here it is R, and this is perpendicular line, that is 90 degree. So what will be this distance? Very simple. What will be this distance? This distance will be under root of R square plus A square. The root of R square plus A square. So this will be the distance between A minus Q and P. So now electric potential at P due to minus Q charge. That is, I write it as V1. Is equal to. How you write? Alright. Just think that only this one charge is there. This charge is not there. Just simply you think that this plus Q charge is not there. Only minus Q charge is there. So what is the electric potential at the point P? So simply you can write 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Charge minus Q. So you have to write minus Q divided by distance. Distance is AP, and then AP. This AP is nothing but. So therefore we write here V1 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, that is minus 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by the root of R square plus A square. R square plus A square, that is the distance in AP. Okay. So next, electric potential electric potential at P due to plus Q charge. Due to plus Q charge. It is written as V2. Electric potential at the point P due to the plus Q charge. Now we have to think about the distance of the point P from plus Q charge. Distance of the point P from plus Q charge. So this distance. This distance is A. Distance of the plus Q charge from O is A, and P is at a distance R from O. This is A, this is R, and then what will be this distance? It will be also once again same, under root of R square plus A square. So we get V2 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q. What Q? Plus Q. Plus Q divided by under root of R square plus A square. Right? So now electric potential due to both the charges, that is due to the total dipole, that is nothing but just we have to add. Algebraically you can add them because they are scalar quantities. Electric potential is a scalar quantity, so you can just simply algebraically add them. So therefore net electric potential, that is net electric potential at P due to dipole, or potential due to dipole on the equatorial line, it is given by V is equal to V1 plus V2. V is equal to V1 plus V2. So V1 we got over there. So minus 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by under root of R square plus A square. And this one is plus 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by under root of R square plus A square. See the terms? All the things are same. 1 by 4 pi epsilon, 1 by 4 pi epsilon, Q, all the things are same. This is minus and this is plus. So what will happen? So this will becomes, very simply becomes 0. Simply it will becomes 0. So electric potential on the equatorial line, electric potential on the equatorial line due to an electric dipole will comes out to be 0. You won't get any electric potential on the equatorial line, but in the electric field will be there. There will be a electric field which you have already derived in the first chapter. First chapter you have derived electric field intensity on the equatorial line of the dipole. There will be electric field intensity, but electric potential on that line, that is on the equatorial line of the dipole, will be 0. See here, what we have to do, we got to answer 0. So electric potential on the equatorial line is 0, but there will be an electric field intensity. Understood? This is on the equatorial line. Okay. Anywhere on this point, electric potential is 0. But on this point, on the axial line, electric potential is not 0. On the axial line, electric potential is given by E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon vector P divided by R square. Just now we have derived. Understood? So that is on the axial line and this is on the equatorial line. So electric potential at a point on the equatorial line of that point. Elder derivation. Now third derivation. Only third derivation is enough. Just for your understanding, I did all the three. Okay. So now I will do electric potential at a general point, at any point due to an electric dipole. Not on the equatorial line, not on the axial line. Neither on the equatorial line nor on the axial line. At a general point, electric potential at a general point. Point P I will take it as anywhere else and I will derive the electric potential. Tell me that. Electric potential. Understood? So that derivation we will do now. Okay. So we will do it in the next class. Electric potential at a general point. It's very simple. Simple. We will do it in the next class. So and related to all these things, I will give the numericals. Homework in the next class. And this is the simple way. I will take one lecture and after that in the next lecture I may give some numericals as a homework and sometimes I will solve some numericals. I will also solve some numericals and then I will give numericals as homework. simultaneously. Not after completion of entire chapter we will solve the numericals, like that also possible, and like this also possible. So I will do separate. In between we will keep on solving the numericals, so that you people will be also active, so that you will also have some work to do at the home. So that's why I am solving numericals in between the 2-3 classes. After one class or after 2 classes, I will keep on solving the numericals and will keep on giving the homework. In the next period, we will solve numericals related to this one or next concept. Okay.